stumbling out of bed, and I still got you in my head from all those pretty words you said. It's like I'm wasted. Every time I see your face, I'm losing track of time and space. I don't know where I am. It's like I'm wasted, and I won't waste it. And I promise that I will stand by you forever. I can't get you out of my mind. I will follow you wherever, and I won't waste it.
Hi guys, welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. Hello if you're new here. If you need to know, in case you need to know, I'm Leanna. I make videos with my husband Rob and my children. We have 4 kids together. We're married for God knows how many years. We have moved back from New Zealand. We were vlogging about being in New Zealand. Now we're back in the US trying to make a homestead. And I make videos about our family, the crazy stuff we go through, our homeschooling.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, sweetie. I have a little one over there. And about overcoming my traumatic childhood and being the best parent I possibly can be. Right now, I'm going over what curriculum we plan to use for this school year. If you clicked on this video, you probably clicked on it because you are interested either in what we're using or you're trying to figure it out for yourself. I am kind of doing this series in age group. I started with my oldest, which is my son RJ, and his 8th grade curriculum. Now I'm working on my daughter Lucy's curriculum. She's going into 6th grade. So now this year I will have 2 middle schoolers. I cannot believe it. It's so weird. Middle school is a whole nother world, guys. It really is. You're dealing with a whole nother beast as far as like what you're doing. And honestly, I'm still kind of new at this. Yes, my son's in 8th grade now, so I should be a pro at it, but I'm not. 3 years in middle school, not enough to get used to it. Really not. I research, and each year is different because honestly, during your adolescence, you change the most, so your learning style may change, which happened to my son halfway through. Your preferences and what you want change a lot. Everything just is a rapid change during this time. So during middle school years, even if you figure out how you're going to track it, you might have to change up how you've been homeschooling them for years if you're a veteran homeschool mom like myself, or even if you're a new homeschool mom and you're like, I don't even know what their learning style is. It may change while you're doing it, so don't fret. It's okay. You're not doing anything wrong. Everything will work out. Here we go. So this video is about 6th grade curriculum and what we're going to be using. This is not sponsored. This is not telling you what you should do. This is just telling you what we're going to do. So I'm an eclectic homeschooler. I use all sorts of resources. Whatever it is, it's going to get my child to understand what we're learning. That's basically my goal. And I have changed up how I homeschool because I realized homeschool is not supposed to be at school at home, and that's a whole other thing that I could go on a whole alley over there. But let's start with what I'm going to do for middle school for my daughter. So middle school in Ohio is pretty much the same as elementary school as far as you need to make sure you have math, science, reading, social studies, language arts, PE, and some kind of artistic class, and a foreign language. Foreign language, I believe, is optional, but we try to make sure all of our kids have a foreign language. We have been using Duolingo in the past, and that's been good for our language. And we've also used Power Homeschool for foreign language, but I have not figured out if my daughter wants to continue using that. Her older brother wants to go to a class in person. She may change her mind once she figures out that he's doing that, but unfortunately haven't had that conversation with her before I did this video, so I'm not sure how she's going to do foreign language this year. I will give you an update probably in a vlog later on, but that's what we're going with. If you watched my previous video with my son, I am using Everything You Need to Know books for him. For her, I decided that's not quite what I want to do yet because she is adjusting to being more independent with her work. So we've decided to go ahead and find books that will work for her, because the Everything You Need to Know for math, science, that series is more independent work. But when your child needs a little bit more hands-on, and yes, you can help them with it, obviously, but when they need a little bit more hands-on, it helps to find resources that are a little bit more hands-on. So I am using a math practice workbook. It's a generic workbook. It's 1,000 middle school questions you'll need for math. And it's a generic workbook. It's by Brain Hunter. It's suggested for grades 6 to 8, and that's what I plan to use for math. In addition, I plan to use another workbook I found, 100 Days of Long Division. She's good at math and she's good at multiplication, but division is kind of hard for her sometimes, and honestly it's sometimes hard for myself. So I figured this is a good extra practice. It is suggested for ages 10 to 13, so she's well within the age range of using it. Sometimes it's good to just give them extra practice on a subject, and because we're homeschooling and we don't have to be on a specific time, we can tailor it to her. So I plan on pulling in random workbooks and random lessons I come up with over the year, in addition to the workbooks that I have for her that I'm showing you. My goal is, as long as they know it, it doesn't matter how they got there, it matters that they get there. So for me, I'm just trying to shore up all of her spots before we move on to algebra or something like that in the next couple of years. I also got her 100 days of decimal percents and fractions, and it's recommended for 10 to 14. And basically I just want to make sure that there's no part of those spots that we went over in the past few years that she's missing or that she's struggling with. I know math is not her favorite subject, so getting her to do it sometimes is rough. So I tried to switch it up on the resource that I'm using as we go. Now, this is going to sound silly for the next couple of books that I'm going to show you guys. Oh, I also have a second book that I used with her brother. But I didn't need that. I don't know why that was in my stack. So I am going to show you the next 2 books I have in her curriculum, and you guys are going to probably think this is silly, but I am like I said, I'm of the attitude that if they learn it, who cares how they got there, as long as they get there. So I want to show you guys what I got. And this is also to prove that you can find curriculum anywhere. I found these 2 books at Target and Sam's Club, and I was excited because this past year I found that a lot of mainstream big box stores are carrying more and more curriculum. Now in the past, they have carried things like for preschool and 1st or 2nd grade, but I've noticed that more and more places are carrying things that are for the older grades, for 5th, 6th, and some even 7th and 8th. Now I found a lot of resources for math everywhere, for middle school, high school, everything. And but these are general textbooks. These are not actually textbooks. These are curriculum. They have work pages in it. I plan on making lessons that are more in depth for my kids from these books, and I'm kind of excited about it. I know it's going to sound a little weird, but I'm going to go ahead with it, and I'm going to explain to you why I'm doing it this way. So I got a comprehensive curriculum of basic skills book for 6th grade. And yes, this does look like the big books that you get for kindergartners and preschoolers, but hear me out, okay? I also got Brain Quest's curriculum for 6th grade, and it's supposed to cover all of the classes. And this is what I'm going to do. My daughter gets really nervous when she sees a bunch of work. If she sees a bunch of books, like a big stack of books, she will check out. She'll be like, nope. She'll be like, nope, not for me, not interested. No way, no sir, no how. But when she sees 2 books for her entire curriculum, and then she has these workbooks that I pull out every once in a while for her math to supplement, she won't check out as much. She'll listen to me a little bit better, and we'll be able to get through the lesson and have her engaged and listening. This, she'll be like, oh, I only have a couple of pages to do. Whereas if I pull out a book that says social studies on it, or language arts, she's gonna check out. She's gonna be like, nope, not interested, don't wanna do that. So when I pull this out and it's 1 book and it's all she has to work on is this book and the hands-on lessons I have for her, she's gonna be more engaged. And that's why I picked to do this. Now, most people are gonna be like, no way, I want a full, here's my box curriculum, here I go from A, B, C, D, E, F, G. But I'm gonna explain how I'm gonna do this, okay? So in Brain Quest, and these, you can work them side by side or independently, it's up to you. So this is the social studies section in the Brain Quest book. And what I'm gonna do is she's gonna read this little paragraph, and then she's gonna answer the questions on that paragraph, which is basically what would be in a social studies curriculum book. But what I'm going to do is I'm also going to look up Greek democracy. And her and I are going to watch videos on it. We're going to watch documentaries. We're going to probably read a couple of books on it. I do have some books downstairs. I'm going to do an entire book on our reading list for the year because it is extensive. I have a lot of middle school books that I plan on reading with both her and her brother together. And I'm going to have each of them explain their viewpoint of the book. And I have a lot of books that I'm going to read with them with their younger siblings, and their younger siblings are going to have their own reading list. That's just for their age group. And the reason why I do this is so that we not only we can get the reading comprehension going while they're reading, but so that they can also get their critical thought processes working, and so that they can also learn to do research on their own. I want them to know how to do research. Whoa, I'm dropping a book. I want them to know that they can do research on their own. I want them to know how to express their thoughts. I don't want them to just repeat to me what they learned in the curriculum. I don't want them to just go over a curriculum and we don't interact. I find that they get really bored and I get really bored when we just go straight from a book. Now, yes, I did get a full set of books for my son, but he is more of my independent thinker. He is more of my, I don't want you to tell me what to do. I want to just get it done and you tell me that I did it right. That's how my oldest operates. But my daughter, on the other hand, she likes to be her hand held a little more. She likes to feel like it's in smaller, more understandable. I speak in my own language. I don't know what to tell you. But she wants it in small, understandable chunks that she can go over. And when we have a curriculum like this, which also this thing does the same thing, where it's just small bits that they go over, and it's very self-explanatory. If you have an understanding of the English language, if you have an understanding of math or science or whatever, you really don't need any more explanation of this, and it helps you explain it to your child. Now, again, I do use outside resources such as Pinterest, and I will sometimes go to Amazon and try to buy another book, or I'll go to Barnes & Nobles and find something else to supplement. But I find that if we start with this, and instead of 5 different books for her, she stays very engaged, she's very happy to learn, and she's very happy to move forward. I've also done something similar for her younger sister, and I will show you what I used in her video for 4th grade, but this is basically what we're doing for 6th grade. The pros of this, like I said, are she's not going to feel overwhelmed, she's not going to feel like she's just having a bunch of book work thrown at her, and she'll feel like she's getting more interaction. The cons are I am going to have to do a lot more legwork for her. I will have to be more hands-on, and I will have to make sure I have something planned every week. But I'm okay with that. I've done that in the past. We have a lot of fun when I do that, and to be honest, it gets her brother involved teaching her, and I can see how much he's learned from his grade helping her. What we're going to do for art this year, she is going to probably take a class locally. They're all excited for the pandemic to be over, or at least mostly over, for to be able to go out and do things. So they're asking for more classes out in front. And when we started this homeschool journey, it was not to isolate my children. So we are full on board and excited to see them join these classes and to go to art and to maybe join a math group or something along those lines. I haven't really sat down with her yet for those interests yet, because I have to reach out to the school board to let them know again that we will be homeschooling again. And once that's over, I can then go to the local school and say, hey, what do you have available for classes? Or not classes, but extracurriculars. She has not decided if she wants to do a sport yet. She is leaning towards a sport and not towards a PE class. But I'll have to let you know. Sometimes she likes to do yoga, sometimes she doesn't. We'll have to wait and see. We are new to this area, and last year when we looked into them joining sports with the local schools, the answer was the schools aren't doing sports, so there you go. But it was fine, we were getting adjusted to our area. But this year we're gonna look into it more. We're gonna figure it out. My kids have switched up what they enjoy for sports over the years, so it's not what they liked 6 years ago they're not doing today, so I'll let you know. But she wants to try out for something like track, or she wants to do, I'm sorry, I saw something out my window. She wants to try out for something like track or maybe basketball or something like that. I know that for sure. So we're gonna see what's available when the tryouts are, because with the way the laws work in Ohio, you are allowed to go to your local school and join their team. Yeah, but But in Ohio, you are allowed to join the teams of your local school district, so we're going to look into that for them this year. That is the curriculum I'm using this year. I know it looks a little silly, but honestly, it works for us. And if you have any more questions about how we do it, please leave them in the comments down below. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like it. It does help support the channel. I appreciate everybody who has been supporting the channel. We do love you guys. We do thank you guys for showing up to every video. And as always, I'm going to end the video with thank you for watching. Stay safe out there. Make good choices, because I know it is crazy right now, and it's been one hell of a year. I hope you guys have a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.